Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. At the very last second, I have run into a technical problem. Of course, that's typical for a Monday. Stand by, folks. I'm trying to work something out here at the back end. Test, 1, 2, test. Okay, that's fine. It's always something, isn't it? All right. Opening today's show with No Hay Fortuna by Arthur Yoria. Again, please bear with me. I'm trying to work something out here. That makes no sense. Oh, can't play that one. Stop right there. Well, that's the best I can do. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kenny's here, episode 124, Skydude. Okay, put this to bed over here and break out the chat room. Sorry, I'm a little behind. Hey there. Hey there, Blackburn. Hey there, Burger A. Oh, yeah, Arthur is so amazingly talented. Let me get the pop-out chat here. Okay, so some cool things and some maybe not so cool things. I mean, I'm maybe if I can work it out. Was having some technical problems getting some things loaded here. I picked up the head tracker software. Okay, so it's two pieces of software. One of them is called Open Tracker, and the other one is called Head Tracker. It's for the iPhone. And now I'm getting an error on YouTube's side. 1 second. Come on, YouTube. Oh, it's been one of those days. And then I don't know what's going on with the monetization. Today's just going to be a bitch day, I guess, man. I was making pretty good money, then all of a sudden they started cutting the revenue and cutting the revenue and cutting the revenue. And now I'm like in the last week, lost like $2. Not that I'm making a lot to begin with, but you know, now they've cut it like another $2, so it's basically making nothing. So it's really pissing me off. Even for a meager channel like mine. I mean, I was doing all right. You know, I was starting to climb and getting my subscribers and doing well. And it just keeps going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And like the last week, $2. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so it's gonna work now. So one of my one of the screens is not showing right. Okay, so normally at the bottom I've got that thing that shows who's all subscribed, and that's all out of whack now. Of course, everything goes haywire right when I start. All right, let's first talk about the major mistake I've been making with the Dune activities. Okay, actually, funnily, this came to me while I was watching the movie Dune this weekend. Again, would you cut it out? Hey, got a cat over here. Destroying one of my blinds in the window. Oh. Wanted to fly with Hans today, but something went wrong with your graphics card, so you can't fly at the moment. Let's hope you can get it fixed so we can fly together Friday. Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, so I believe that on my challenges, what I've been doing wrong is I'm not lifting my gear. So you start off on these challenges, and even in this picture, his gear's down. I think that's the problem I've been having. I tried doing this with the eye tracker, and I just don't have it set into the sweet spot. It's all over the place, and it actually hurts more than it helps in this case. With DCS World and the first tries with it, seemed to be all right. It seems like, yeah, that's something that I could use it with. You're moving so fast that it works. But with this, I haven't dialed in the sweet spot to use it yet. Anyway, I want to run through some of these. Not that I doubt it's going to help my score very much, but I wanted to do a couple of these and point out that after I've been lifting off every time, I'm not putting my gear up. Okay, so when you do start out, it does look like the gear is up. And I've been wondering, have I been coming down and landing without the gear the whole time on all this stuff? In which case it explains why I'm crashing so much when I'm coming in to land on some of these. Why I have been crashing so much. I hope you all had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend, actually. Everything went really well. And then Sunday was really nice and quiet. Thought about live streaming, but I was so tired. It's just everything in the week came back and decided to sleep. Okay, so our gear is up here.
This challenge includes 3 landing pads.
All right, so not a problem.
The wing brake when landing and the afterburner on takeoff.
But he doesn't say, remember to put your gear down. And remember to put your gear up Okay, got the gear up. Yeah, so using the head tracker with this here, even moving your head a tiny bit, all of a sudden you're all over the place, and I can't seem to get it centered right. And I spend more time fiddling with the looking around, and then the settings that work for most planes, the dimensions of the cockpit are different from this. So if I even turn my head sideways, all of a sudden I'm looking behind me. Gear down. You're up. All right. Pick up some speed. Come on, let's get going. I'm already out of afterburner juice. And there goes Ghost. He has plenty of afterburner juice, I guess. You scumbag.
That was a solid attempt. Some more practice with the wing brake will dramatically improve your accuracy.
But I still only managed to see. So I still need to get better with that, but that's been my problem. Maybe not. Maybe you don't. I mean, it's not making that much of a difference at the moment. I thought it would make a big difference, but so far nothing. Okay. All right, now let's go over to DCS. Actually, let me go ahead and load this up now. Let me show you the head tracker in Microsoft Flight Simulator. In normal planes like the Cessna, which I tried it out in, it seems to work pretty good. Okay. And the guy that developed the profile for this says he designed it after the cockpit and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And the cockpit size and shape and... Okay, so what I need to do here... Well, one, turn on the phone. My iPhone battery, I swear, even with it off, has just been draining like mad lately. Okay, so let me load the head tracker software. Get that there. And go over to this program, Open Track. Set up the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And go ahead and start it, and let's see if it'll work with that one we just did. Show the problem I was having. Now, I may have had to start this beforehand, but we'll give it a shot. And it's tough if you're smoking because you put your hand up, it thinks your hand is your face and all kinds of problems. Thank God you can't see the camera. I need to lose some weight. Camera makes you look heavier. It look like I've got a bowling ball for a head. I'm gonna kill you, cat. Stop messing with. Everyone see what I mean? Ah!
The minor erg offers wide
I can't.
spaces and a number of obstacles. Focus on practicing touch and goes.
There's a centered mode. I'm kind of turning my head. That one's not working so bad. It's not throwing my head to the back seat now. But you see how I don't have this one particularly centered for what I'm trying to do here. It's just, it's all over the place. I can't, you know, if I even just move my head, it's too sensitive at the moment. So I'm going to have to really fiddle with the, fiddle with this one. If I don't keep my head just perfectly still.
On to the next landing pad.
So yeah, gotta keep your head perfectly still. So not so bad. It's not so bad. That one seems to, in some of my messing with the sensitivities or whatever last night, seems to be a little bit better. Can you teach me the Hornet? I don't have the Hornet. Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to ask Hans or Henning on that one. Now let me show you how this is working with the airliner. Again, I might have to set up different profiles for different cockpits for the dimensions, because I tried it with the airliner earlier. It seems better suited for at the moment setup that I have for the, you know, something like the 172. But even that, I really want to love it so much, but it's, sometimes I find I'm finagling with it too much. But anyway, if the, but at the same time, when I first got it in, I mean, I love it. So anyway, as a free alternative, instead of like Tobii eye tracker or one of those other expensive head trackers, all you need is a cell phone or a webcam and 2 pieces of software. So it doesn't matter what kind of phone you have, an Android or an iPhone.
Lima, Yankee traffic, Kinneas, 2-1 taking off
runway. And me, I'm always moving around, looking between 2 windows, doing my show. So I've got a window over there, which I'm constantly referring to. You know, and sometimes, again, I just want to have it like right there. It's pretty cool, though. I mean, if you're patient and you know you have an understanding of how to finagle softwares, it's really nice too, because it will allow you to lean forward and backwards, and it'll do your torso twist. So, okay, so that's supposed to be centered, but again, if I just move my head a tiny bit, it's all over the place. So there's looking this way and back. There is a way, I guess, to set toggles. And you can still use your zoom in and out with your mouse wheel. So now I'm twisting my whole torso sideways and then turning my head. Twisting my whole torso without twisting my head. And now this is leaning forward. This is leaning back. Leaning forward. But again, it puts me so high. I'm trying to, you know, I would like it so that when I lean forward, I can lean in and look at the screens. The leaning in doesn't really do any damn good unless you can get, you know, I can figure out a way to make it look at the screens when I'm even leaning in. But if I put my head down, that still doesn't work. The leaning left and right, that's kind of good. If I'm leaning this way or leaning that way, I can actually kind of look out the window. It does a head roll. But I haven't tried to see if it'll work in external mode. I'll be darned. Whoa. Hey. Hey. Where you going? Where you going, son? Oh my gosh. We'll go. Okay. So it does. One of my views is not working right, and then it goes out of whack like that, where it doesn't. It blows the center point that it had. Okay, that's better. That's kind of nice. I didn't, that is drone mode. But the controls seem to be reversed in drone mode. That's why I went off the runway. We'll take off from the taxiway. I don't care. Yes, Blackburn. Open track. Woo. If I can get used to it, I think I'll love it. If it continues to give me problems, I don't know. I mean, I thought this would be like the holy grail, what I've been looking for, and I just don't know. I just don't know yet. Again, it seems to change its centering position, so then when I go to look like this, now I'm looking, I'm not looking out the window properly. Now I'm too high, That one again, that centers it again. Sometimes if I'm in a bad spot too, like if I'm looking down and I accidentally hit the centering key, it'll keep that as the centered image, the centered view.
Request flight following.
Another thing I consider doing it.
Springs approach. Squawk 7621.
You can change the the mapping tool.
Squawk 7621 Kineas 21.
Right.
Kineas 21 radar contact 2 miles northwest of Kilo Foxtrot Lima Yankee 7,400 feet. Altimeter 29.908.
So I might need to put in some more dead zone too.
Roger, Kineas 21.
On movement, like I don't want it to all constantly be shooting around. Maybe I changed the dead zone too little. So yeah, if I can work out the sensitivities and the mapping and get it all working right, and then develop a couple different profiles, because the airliner again is very different. This is pretty slick. Okay, so that's how it's working with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now I'm going to kill this and open up DCS World. It's not helping me be a better pilot. I'm still getting shot down more often than not, but I am able to see. I'm able to use it effectively. It's helping me keep my eye on the targets better. But at the moment, I'm such a crappy dogfighter that it doesn't. At the moment, it's not helping that much. It'll load in a minute. This one takes a bit to load. So anyway, yeah, after this, I need to go back and try those challenges again and try using the gear and see if that'll help me speed up things a little bit. And now I'm getting another error from YouTube. What do you want? It's higher than recommended. What do you want? Then they want you to, YouTube was like, your current bit rate is blah, 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 is higher than recommended. But then they recommend that you put it as something like ridiculously low. They want like 2,500 bit rate. That's ridiculous. That's nobody runs at that speed. Twitch runs at 6,000, a minimum of 6,000 or whatever, 6,000. So I don't know what's going on. And this profile that I have, both of these profiles are, let me stop, open track. The only downside to the free iPhone software called Head Tracker is it unless you want to purchase it, which I don't, and I wanted to try it out. It gives you like 10-15 minutes, and then you got to hit start again. It shuts itself off. So let me load the DCS main INI for open track and hit start again on the head tracker and hit start here. Okay, so instant action dogfight. So I can see in my future I'm going to be spending a lot of time mucking about with sensitivities and mappings of these things to get them just right. A lot of people, you're the ones that got me into looking for this stuff. Yeah, AI Track is another one that people have recommended to me. I believe maybe you did. I was very surprised to find out that there were these free alternatives. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. And I'll be much happier if I can get it all dialed in. Grab my coffee. Cheers. Here's to your health, well-being, and prosperity. But same kind of thing with this one. I got to get used to it, and I got to get all the other buttons mapped for the toggles. Like when you need to toggle it off, or have it pause, or resetting itself has been kind of a. You have a DCS open track profile? Yeah. I picked this one up from some guy off the web. Yeah, let me open Discord. Well, let me show you what it's working like now and see what you think. Maybe. It froze. I got a timer on the screen. I got a big hourglass. Okay, it blew the center out right off the bat. And that didn't work right. The F12 key in DCS is mapped to something. And so now let me stop it and start it. Stop. Start. Yeah, it seems to be mapped wrong right off the bat. And I'm plummeting to the ground. So that's another issue I need to work out, is that you're supposed to hit the F12 key or whatever key you want to assign. And I've got it assigned to something that's mapped in DCS World. So right now it wants to, as soon as I even just slightly turn my head over to the left, it's going like mad. Right now, see, the center view is like behind me. I don't know how that got out of whack. See, it wants to immediately turn my head to the left, but it's still pretty cool. Now my up is mapped wrong. But, I mean, that's pretty cool. Again. Thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't help me, yeah. I've got to figure out how to get this recenter now, because now it's just it's embarrassing. All right, Discord. The SU-25 is horrible at dogfighting, worst AA missiles in the game, and can't even look at a target as you would in other planes. It also has no radar, right? Okay, I've got Discord open, and there's Blackburn. And okay, just download the file and paste it in the open tracker. Okay. It blocked it. Unverified block. Unverified download blocked. How do you unblock it? File type isn't commonly loaded and may be dangerous. Download the file. All right, let me change the name to DCS2. DS2. And let's cut it and paste it. Do. Okay. One moment, please. I don't have any shortcuts made for anything. Okay, there's open track again. I got it in here. There it is, the DCS2 INI. And this is Blackburn's. No, this is... Okay, so the views are mapped, inverted. That one's right. But the head up and down. Why is Baldur's Gate trying to open? All right, so let's go into the options, and that would be the Y output, I believe, and the Z, that, or maybe it's pitch. Oh, let's turn them all off for a minute, see what we get. Okay, there's up, down, left, right. Yeah, and it, very nice. Thank you, Blackburn. All right, let's try to get one of these guys. But I don't have my gun now. I don't have my. Okay, so that's mapped. Got me over to the. Got me over. Output. Okay, so we need to move the X this way, X this way. Maybe a little too far now. Seeing my HUD. Look at the HUD is drifting. That's inverted. My lean. Okay. X. That's about centered there. Up, down. That. Yeah, that's better. That's why you have the pitch inverted. Now sit up, up, up. Boy. That one alone. And my Y. I need to change the bind center. Fine. Let's here close this window. Let's see. Okay. Trying to catch up the chat room. Yeah, I like it. For this, it's so much, you know, because it's such a fast-paced thing. This is going to come in handy. It, you know, it sure beats me flailing around with, you know, doing stuff like this, and having to get my hand over on my other controls to change my views. I get so messed up. I'm trying to do 10 different things, and having the views, getting the views right, it seems like something you really need to have. You guys are talking about joysticks now? Yeah, I'm sentimental. Before my father passed away, we were spending some time, and I was showing him what I was doing, and my joystick died. It broke. And so one of the last days I had with my dad, we were out messing around, and I asked him, hey, would you mind stopping over at the electronics store, Best Buy, so I can get a new joystick? And he bought it for me. My dad paid for it. And it's a Logitech Extreme 3D. And it's just one of those. I mean, I could definitely get another one, but I'm so sentimental. So if I do end up getting another one, I'm going to end up like probably dusting this one off and shining it up really nice and put it on a shelf somewhere to remember my dad. Getting a nice HOTAS, or whatever the heck they call them, HOTAS. Either way, one of the nice setup. I really this year would like to get foot pedals, because I don't have that kind of muscle memory. I've never controlled a plane. I've never controlled a plane properly with my feet. I've never done it. And so that's something I really feel that I need to I mean, a joystick, fine, yeah. And more buttons on your joystick, fine. In the real world, you know, planes have joysticks, or, you know, for the most part. So that's not too different. But foot pedals are in every plane for the most part. And it's essential that you know, get your feet learning how to work right with aircraft. So I wonder where these guys went. They're like, oh, he's taking off. We don't want to mess with him no more. There's one. There. 10 miles. The SU-33. Yeah, this is just one of those ones, though, that I didn't know that I wanted to spend money on. I wanted to be able to dogfight with Hans and Henning, and I didn't know that I was going to get too deep into it or not. I don't know. Because, you know, normally DCS World and War Thunder, any of that stuff, this is not... It's not what I started out to do. And what I really wanted to do is just flying. I didn't know that I was ever going to get into the combat stuff, but and so with that, you know, the money on the planes, and I don't know how expensive some of those planes are, but I've looked at the price of some of them, and it's like, no, at least right now, there's no way. Can't even afford. Oh, that's the problem with this one. You gotta restart it. Where'd they go? They went. Yeah, and there I go. Oh, they paid me back for wasting their time, that's for sure. Anyway, folks, that's where I'm at today with what I'm doing. During the last one, a lot of things. Yeah, actually, there's a sale going on right now until the 18th. Just today. Oh, it ended yesterday. They just had a huge sale. Huge sale. Now it's off-centered again. There's no point in even shooting at him that close. Like I said, it's definitely helping me keep track of them better. I gotta get it to where it looks up, or it loses track of my head at some point. Trying to like turn my head and look up, and sometimes it doesn't see where my head's going. Thank you, bastards. On this side, it does pretty good. I'm turning my head to the left. Oh, then it goes out again. No, it's something I've got to get used to. I just put my pop my canopy. Another thing, I'm using a large screen TV, a large screen monitor TV, and the camera's really low, and there's no way for me at the moment to put the camera any higher. I can't. So the camera's actually about like 45 degrees down too. So I wish I could have a better setup. I really don't know how. I understand what, like with the Tobii eye tracker, you can mount it right on your baseball cap. Now, if you wore a baseball cap or a hat or something, even with the camera, if I were to mount a camera or a webcam, the television screen is so tall that would be just the opposite of where it's at now. It would be at the top and it would be facing down. So it's gotta go. I did it by mistake, but I get it. Well, it helps me see them better from behind. Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, and this is it's going to be a lot of fun. I got a lot of stuff to still set up and mess with. You can stop that fire by turning the engine off. It saves some fuel. I was wondering, that's so funny, because I was wondering, watching you dogfight the other day, I noticed that you had an engine fire, and I was talking about it on the live stream. I'm like, uh-oh, Hans got Henning, and he's got an engine fire, and you were going down, and you did just that. You managed to turn off the engine and turn on the engine, and it put the engine fire out. And I noticed that, and I commented on it in the live stream. And thank you. I get it now. So you can stop the fire by turning the engine off, or just turning it off. If you turn it back on, does it still cause you a fire? You're saying the Flanker is an awesome plane, easy to fly. And sure, you get 2 planes for the price of 1, also in the J11. The Flanker. I've heard about the Flanker. It doesn't turn back on. It's completely dead. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's so yeah, we will definitely have to wait for the next the next big sale for me to consider. Forgive me. I don't mean to be yawning. Select an invite to join a server. We not? There's okay. Wave to say hi. You're mountain flying. You were mountain flying then. I don't know when the mess. Oh, that was July 15th. Okay. You were playing Hell. Somebody's playing Hell Divers in your server. Hell Divers. Is that a flight combat thing too? Do. Now where's the window? Oh, it's hit. Come on, window. All right, so the gentleman we just watched on that for the opening of the show, I'm going to do a smoke break. I think I might end this show early today because I really want to figure this stuff out. I might just I didn't have any time before the show started to mess with settings or really try things out. So I might, I don't want to spend this whole show just tweaking things. Other than that, I really didn't have any plans. But let me smoke a cigarette. And you talked about how talented the guy was as far as being able to create all those sounds and layer everything. Here's another good one. I mean, he does a lot of them, but I like this one. Where he samples everything that he's doing and then layers it all. He's great. I don't know what he did there at the end. I don't know. He has some sort of malfunction at the end. Oh, my friends. Not feeling it today, and then I got so much to do. If you will indulge me and you want to stick around, just please, for a couple more minutes, want to totally break with what we normally do, since you do and are enjoying his music. I want to show you a couple of things that I did way back in the day when I was just trying to learn storyboarding and animation, and this really has nothing to do with flight sim whatsoever. But I used to do a lot of Star Trek broadcasting, Star Trek podcasting. And this was one of the later ones that I did. The earlier ones are really, really primitive because I had no idea what I was doing. And back then, they had no FAQ on how to make YouTube videos. I mean, this is right when YouTube started. And so I couldn't spend a whole lot of time on the artwork. And finally, once I kind of got all my specs dialed in, if you're into Star Trek, this is something I made in, I don't know, how many years ago was it? It was like 18 years ago. When YouTube was 240 only. Yeah. So I was just learning how to do storyboards. I hadn't learned animation yet.
That was track number 7 from the album Of the Lovely by Arthur Yoria from magnitude.com.
I don't know. Again, this is like 18 years old. YouTube was only 240 by 380 or something at that time. So, and I just had gotten my specs dialed in, and I could actually spend a tiny bit more time on the artwork, but I was under time constraints because this was all to release for podcasts. So I had to just make this as fast as possible. And I know, thank you for saying that the artwork looks good. It still does look like a 5-year-old did it, but the navigating stuff is something that you never used again after learning. In the other planes, you also have a path that shows you where you have to go. I really enjoy military navigation. I like how the airplanes, you can just tell them to go right to the spot to where you want to go.
The Second American Civil War
is about to begin.
The Israel-Hamas conflict
look
like child's play.
It sure is.
To my trusted military.
He's smoking a cigarette. He's a cigar. He is serious. He is serious. All right. One more, and then we'll see what we're going to do. So this is a little bit later. Now I'm trying to learn how to do animation. I know. What does this have to do with flying? Nothing. This is what I used to do when I'm not flying, is trying to learn how to do art, and I was trying to learn how to do animation. This one's you don't need to know this story either. It's just interesting. But it's a great song by Arthur. Hope I don't... This one shouldn't be a problem. Whatever. Yeah, typical American app. A lot going on here. And you may ask yourself, what the hell did I just watch?
This bobblehead is just...
The hell did I just watch? It's a lot to unload. So I was, for a long time, you know, when 2012 was coming around and everybody's like, oh my god, it's the end of the world, I was really into Sumerian tablet translations and learning about all this ancient alien stuff. And so that was a story based on a Sumerian story based on the flood. You know, how they came down here to mine for gold, and initially they were the ones doing the mining, and then they put us in the mines. And then the planet Nibiru came around again and orbited and caused a destabilization with our ice sheets. Caused one of the ice sheets to slide. And also the story of Noah's Ark is in there. They gave us a submersible to survive it. And anyway, yeah. The Kendra going, what does this have to do with flight sims at all? It doesn't. Today was one of those days. So you were talking about the navigating. I'm having some trouble doing it manually. If I try to navigate manually, I'm off and I'm a little bit all over the place. But I was mentioning that I really enjoy military navigation because you've got your set waypoints, and it's very easy to get to your destination and get to do a landing if you're using the autopilot. So if we're doing missions together, it's ideal. You think the art fits the music since it's something you don't see every day? That's for certain. I really, at that point, I was having a lot of problems with YouTube. YouTube was still new, and they didn't know how to work out copyright issues between two artists trying to work together on YouTube. And so I ended up getting my account demonetized for 14 years. It took YouTube 14 years to figure out a problem. And so I stopped making music videos for a while. I made a couple more. I started getting better and better at making them. But because they had pulled the monetization, it took the wind out of my sails, so I really stopped. But anyway, I apologize for today because I don't have much planned. Is there anything that you would like me to do today or to do? If not, I think I just want to go back today, just end the stream and keep working on the settings for the head tracker stuff. Because I really don't have anything else planned for the day unless there's something that you want to do today. And then I'll go ahead and continue. If not, I think we're just going to wrap it up. Do. We'll definitely have to keep coming in. I'm getting a little bit better at unguided bombing. Not having so many problems. Some of those have been successful now. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if Model is still around. Model, what are you up to? Have you done anything new since we last saw you? And in Blackburn, is there anything else? Anything that you would want to do? If not, yeah, I think I'll just wrap it up for today. you didn't see what I was working with earlier. You came in late. Model came in late, and what I was let's try something easy. I've got the open track head tracking software, and this is what I'm working with at the moment, and I need to fine tune. Yeah, I'm even seeing that when the head tracker starts, it says that I'm not centered. I'm over to the left. Let's go this way. A little bit better. So, got the head tracking software. But now in this mission, you can't see anything. I think they may have left. I don't blame them. The unguided rockets, yeah, I'm starting to get them. I'm so proud of myself. The first couple of days trying this, you can go through the training, but then when you go into practice mode, and they load you up with all kinds of different munitions. If you don't take notes or are really, really committed to understanding what everything is with each training lesson, by the time you jump into the practice, you can't identify any of the weapons that you're using and know how to use them all. Here, let me just jump to that one then. So this is the problem that I was having. So I did all the training and I'm like, cool. Let me go ahead and now go over here to instant action and do target practice. Okay. Yeah, that's my problem I've been having actually for the first couple of days. Yeah, I was diving too fast and I was releasing the bombs and I was blowing myself up. Okay. So when I first came in here after doing the practice, I'm like, cool. I did all the practice. I know what I'm doing, and nah. I'm like, I don't know what any of these are now. I didn't take the time to going through the practice to come out and like visually identify everything. And I'm still not 100%, but I know that the ones on the outside now absolutely are air-to-air rockets. The next ones on the inside, those are rocket pods. The next ones are bombs, and I believe those are unguided bombs. The next ones I'm not too certain about. The ones with the 8 racks. I know that those are called tank busters. I don't know if they're guided or unguided. And the ones on the inside, I know for a fact are guided, and those are probably also laser guided. I tried firing them the other day just by having the squad thing, the television camera on, and they wouldn't fire, and I think you need the laser on to fire those. So I'm at that point now where I understand now in here how to switch between the modes, like That guy ahead of me is flying in the air. If I switch this to air-to-air mode, and I press D down here, I know now, being able to identify that, oh, okay, those are the rockets on the outside. They are laser-guided bombs. Yeah, the ones on the inside, that's what I thought. Guys on the ground are still, I tried this again the other day, it's still a pain in the butt for me to get. And, you know, figuring out the type of spacing that you want for each of your weapons, or the timing, very tough. All right, so got that guy. And I don't know if he's dead, but he is definitely damaged. So, come on, head tracker. Up, 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 up. An overhead tracker. Come on, head tracker. Gotta find that. I mean, I'm going to spend some time this afternoon trying to get things dialed in a little bit better. Or figure out how to place the camera better. Get it onto something better. And change sensitivities because it's all over the place. Very nice, though. Hey! In the chat room is my friend Nemesis Chicken. He is my fleet leader. Well, aside from being a damn good friend, he's my fleet leader in Star Trek Online. Escape here for a second. Nam, I'm trying out this head tracking software in these flight simulators. Trying to get to the damn pause button. There we go. Get out of here. PPP is a puff puff pass. At 24 minutes after the hour, yeah. And a pirate yar. Hey, there's a new software, a new game that I saw the other day advertised called Skull and Bones. And it looks on the commercials, it looks pretty incredible. I don't know if that's actual gameplay or not. But I was wondering if you saw that. Have you seen the advertisements or previews for Skull and Bones? You were wondering what PPP meant? Yep. All right, so let me really, I'm surprised you haven't seen it. You might want to look that one up. I thought for sure you'd be all over that one. It's definitely pirates, and wow, if the commercial is at all what the game is supposed to look like, holy crap, man. Okay, so let's go back in here. Yeah, I gotta set dead zones. It's so sensitive. Come on. All right, so if I go to air to ground now, which is 7, and I switch with D. Okay, those are the 3 in. Okay, so those are bombs. D. Those are those tank busters. E again. So getting better about understanding, you know, what weapons. But as far as still being able to tell, okay, well, now I've got whatever these enemies are down here on the ground, and knowing which ones are the right munitions to use is still a problem. So these are the rockets. Right? Yeah. My sight is mighty low. So now I found this software called Open Tracker. Well, the gentleman in the chat room told me about it, that there was free alternatives to the Tobii eye tracker, and it's called Open Tracker. And then I got some software on my phone, my iPhone. I got something. And so right now, yeah, I'm using this 2 pieces of free software. It's not perfectly set up right yet. I have a lot of tweaking to do. But it's pretty cool. It definitely is helping with dog fighting. It's definitely different than what I'm used to, but once I get used to it, this should be pretty neat. This looks like a plane you would take on a holiday. You should be able to track my fat head a lot better. Neat stuff. Hang on right there. I'll pause again. And go out to here. YouTube. I want to find that software. I want to play that commercial for you.
You should see me.
It just came out yesterday.
On land, we were nothing. Outcasts, oppressed by the fat cats and rich pigs. So we chased our dreams. On the lawless seas. Little did they know. We'd rather die on the ocean than live on our knees. That's where we scratched and clawed our way to anything and everything.
I know, right?
Free to carve out our own destiny.
You should see me in the crowd. Watch me make a bow. One by one. You should see me.
And all those that stand in our way. May their corpses rot at the depths of the ocean. Their world was never ours. But we took it anyway. Out here, we are the kings. Long live piracy.
Pretty neat. Pretty. Yeah, I knew that you played Sea of Thieves. That's a very pretty game. How is that? Sea of Thieves reminds me, but I never played it. Oh, it's how I would. Oh, I gotcha. The style on the game. It's very pretty. I like it too. I really like how the stylization and the artwork, for sure. Hey, while you're here, let me show you what else came out this last week. Shouldn't take me but a moment. Have you happened to have seen the movie Dune? The new one or the old one? Have you ever seen Dune? But more importantly, have you seen the latest Dune? Yeah, Skull and Bones, actually. I figured if you end up getting that one, just might have to check it out. But if you don't, no problem. I'm loading up Microsoft Flight Simulator now. All right. Have you ever heard of the... did you ever read the books? Did you ever read Dune? Are you familiar with the Ornithoper? In the 1980s, David Lynch did his version. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. When I was 9 to 11 years old, I remember reading the first book, and I was so, because it's all in your imagination when you're reading it. But the way that they described the Ornithoper, there it is. The way they described the Ornithoper, and then in the 1980s when David Lynch made his movie, I was so sad because it didn't work right. It didn't look like what the book described, and it definitely wasn't the Ornithoper. And yeah, it's like 40 years for me too. But again, as a kid, it still stuck with me. And only in this latest movie have they got it right. So the Ornithoper is kick-ass in the new movies, and they have released it now for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I want to show it to you. So it's a Dune expansion, as it's saying here. We have 1 rescue mission, 5 touch and go challenges, 3 training missions. And she is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. That's right. The sleeper has awakened. Tell me of your homeworld, Usul. While we're waiting on that, it says that here's a walkthrough of part 1.
Hello and welcome to Skull and Bones Part 1. The game is currently in an open beta, but the twice actually.
Let me be your savior.
My new Dungeons and Dragons game?
The power of magic.
That looks pretty cool.
Leave me ship alone.
Sharks.
Watch out for those sheep.
Right, let's deliver these and then come back, I reckon.
Alright, so he's just doing a full walkthrough. I'm just gonna skip ahead and look at a couple sequences here.
This one here survived the wreck. Sure looks like it.
A survivor? Come on in, Callie.
Get it done. We'll never show your ugly mug again.
Alright, let's move forward.
Unbelievable. What a joke. Ship too small, okay. They're not going to attack me, are they? I think we're safe. I think they're...
Talking. I want to see some fighting.
Yeah. Let's go, pick.
Oh, he's grounded.
Go.
You're grounded. Get off the ground. Get off the reef. Oh, I got him. I noticed in the
I have what we need. Actually got more than what we need.
yeah, I noticed how in the cutscenes they were firing missiles. They had these missile launchers.
Wow. 18,000 health, really? What did I just use?
That sure seems to be going awful fast, though.
That could not have gone better.
It almost doesn't seem real, but what do I know? With the right wind.
I believe that we can harvest from. While I'm here, might as well. Oh, coconut.
Harvesting coconuts.
Welcome to the coconut tree. Is that the bit in James Bond, isn't it? Singing. I thought I had food. No? Apparently not. Okay. Can we see our little raccoon there as well? Where is he?
Oh, that's cool.
There he is.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a lemur.
Look at him.
It's a...
Oh, I thought it was getting close. No. Oh, don't mind if I do. I'll be taking that.
This is very pretty.
Good, actually. Well, what that loot was from, but thank you. Let's go. It's one of those where you're probably going to eventually work out where all the resources you can get and buy and all that on Google probably.
Nice map.
Let me go to the right here and keep going around. Got quite a little journey yet. But we should, if we're docked here, we should be able to then fast travel back to St. Anne's.
That's pretty cool. You can stand there as the captain.
Press Y really quickly.
Oh, the water coming up on the deck.
Oh, we're getting heavy. We are getting heavy. So I'm going to have to try and maybe sell some of my items. I'm guessing the stamp.
Yeah, he's
as well.
weighed down.
The more cargo you've got. And there is ships that are built for trade and cargo.
Yeah, that
ships are more lighter and quicker, and
that looks like a light
combat.
attack ship.
Sort of up to you, really. I would like to have like a big ship.
You will eventually have a big ship. Nice lightning in the background.
Some repair kits. Guessing that is some kind of like symbol for the ship, maybe.
Nice. So running around town.
Oh.
Ship cosmetics. Nice.
Oh, it's tempting. Oh, it's so tempting.
Colors.
Oh, the actual hull. Should we match it? Let's do it.
We'll have to dig deep.
Everyone wants a big ship. I know, right?
Now,
Let's just go to the big dogs. Pay for this, don't I? Ugh.
See how he ends.
Ooh.
Treasure maps.
I guess we're looking for that logo. Well. So I guess I need to try and find it, don't I? Shoot. Is that a PvP? No. No.
So there was a PvP.
Let's even try it. So this is the treasure map. Oh shoot. One sec.
Oh, he just crashed into it.
Slow down a second. Let me just work out what's going on. Alright? Chill a second. We need to work out where we need to go. Read it. Where could that be? Right, so I'm pretty sure I've found the location now. I think it's here. I think so.
Well, I was hoping to see him get into a fight.
No drills, no
I
rules.
must have walked past an hourglass.
Fortune these days. Any deals
Either way, that looks pretty neat.
could help us keep the party
Okay.
going. Take a look at our wares and maybe help us out a little, we?
Wee. Let's trade then. Let's trade. What have we got? Ale, vanilla, repair kits.
Okay. Back over to here. And this is what they have given us. This was a free download. Yeah. Rachel is, huh? That's cool.
Welcome to Arrakis. Flying the Ornithopter in this extreme environment requires pilots to master specific maneuvers. Today you'll learn the fundamentals of the aircraft and how to take off. Wing management is critical to flight operations. Begin by unfolding them. Look to the sides, you can see the wings unfolding. Now, start the engine to get the wings flapping and take to the skies.
Now that's what I imagined as a kid. They nailed it.
Excellent. All systems are ready to go. Before taking off, let's take some time to see how the Ornithopter handles in the air. Increasing power generates lift, allowing the Ornithopter to rise off the ground. Pitching the nose down moves the Ornithopter forward, and pitching the nose up moves it backwards. Activating the afterburner is a great way to gain an extra speed boost when needed. Use it carefully though, you only have a limited supply. On Arrakis, you never know what to expect. You might want to save your afterburner for when you really need it. You're ready to lift off. Increase power to the max and get off the ground. As you're ascending, retract your landing gear and pitch your nose down. Activate the afterburner to accelerate. Get back to level flight and cross that canyon. Remember what you've learned anytime you need to pull off.
No.
Take off on Arrakis.
Sadly, there are no sandworms.
You're a promising recruit. You just need more practice.
Yeah, that's... I kind of was hoping everybody was really hoping that there would be a sandworm, and who knows if they'll add one in later. But right at the moment, no. Okay, this is a hoot. The dive, you retract your wings and you plummet. We get to see the sand harvesters, but and then you're too busy like racing to really do any sightseeing, but it's cool.
You've proven you can handle the basics, but to be among the fastest pilots on Arrakis, you need to master the dive.
You can do this from inside or outside, but it looks for demonstration purposes.
Fold the wings to dive. As you approach the ground, on my mark, unfold the wings, then get back to level flight. Reach the edge of the cliff up ahead.
This is so cool.
Activate dive mode. Now dive down. Unfold your wings. Pull back on the handles. That was spot on. Okay, now keep flying low. Maintain a low altitude. That maneuver is critical to become the fastest.
All right, now the landings. This is a trip. Oops.
Pilot in the desert. The first dive is the scariest, but you performed it well.
I have to just let it end. There we go. Yeah. And then the racing is a trip. It's, you know, you got to haul ass and then do these landings. They're touch and go races. Okay.
Proven you can take off with an ornithopter. Now let's practice landing one. We'll begin by maintaining an altitude of 1,300 feet. To land, use your wing brake to quickly reduce your speed and stabilize your aircraft. Faster speeds require longer braking distances. Anticipation is essential to avoid overshooting the landing pad. Now deploy the landing gear. On my mark, use your wing brake to reduce speed as you approach the landing pad. If your speed is too high, pitch the nose up to come to a complete stop. Finally, to ensure a smooth landing, return to a level attitude and apply the wing brake just before touching down. Now use the wing brake. Manage your speed with the wing brake to keep the landing pad centered.
I'm constantly judging it. Wow! Constantly judging it and coming in too short. When you're coming in, it looks so much smaller than it is.
Now that you can land an ornithopter, you've got all the basics to fly on Arrakis.
Yeah.
Things will come with practice. Keep trying and you'll improve.
Right. So now what I'm having to do is well, everything you think you're going to do goes out the window when you start racing. You go back and show you the first race. And opening my show, I was talking about my biggest mistake is I keep forgetting to raise my landing gear and deploy my landing gear to get my speed up. And these, you got to race another AI.
Challenge includes 3 landing pads.
So you,
don't forget to use the wing brake when landing and the afterburner on takeoff.
get the gear down. Start slowing down. He's so much faster than me. Get the gear up. And later you've got to combine everything. Diving and... It's a trip. Let me do a dive. Okay, gear down. Down. You're up.
Not the smoothest flying I've seen. More practice will help you refine your skills.
These have been impossible for me to get any A's on. Very, very, very tough. And then there's one I have not been able to beat yet. You have to outrun a storm. You have to go rescue somebody and then escape a storm. And I have not been able to outrun the storm yet. Okay, here's mountain dive.
Ahead of you lies the Great Flat, a vast sea of dunes covering most of Arrakis.
Yeah, I think the atmosphere, I think you got to adjust for the altitude because there doesn't seem a whole lot of air resistance up here. So you come in and it's like, man, there's no slowing down.
Just 2 more landing pads to go. Keep it steady.
There's also a glide mode, but you don't. Oops. out of the screen. Oops. I think landed without the gear. Yep. That's a mistake I've been making on all these. I haven't been lifting my gear up. Yeah, the map is gorgeous. That's tricky. A little bit easier to do in here. Well, maybe not. And the challenges get progressively harder and harder, and some of these areas you have to fly through are really, really difficult. You have to pull your wing back and shoot through holes. I've used up all my afterburner.
Mistakes today, but keep practicing and you'll reach your full potential.
So yeah, that's the Dune Ornithoper. It's a lot of fun to just fly in the real world. They don't surprisingly they did not. These are the people that are able to do it in 1 minute and 26 seconds. These guys are amazing. Fly in the real world. So the other day I was flying around New York City, going in and out, in and around buildings, and landing on top of buildings. And she's a joy to fly. She's a lot of fun. And there are working things in the cockpit. I mean, it's not just dress. There is altimeters and speed indicators and other things in there. So it's got some nuts and bolts to it. But still, it's mostly an arcadey thing, but it is just a lot of fun to fly. And I'm really, really, really enjoying it. So that was really nice of them to give this to us for free. I miss my 420. Let me catch up now. I think that's all I was going to do for the day. I didn't have a whole lot planned for the day. And I've been messing around with this head tracking software that I got to get dialed in. But I think that pretty much does it for me for today. I was going to head back over there. I kind of lost interest again. I mean, when the events, if I don't mind doing RISA, and you know me, being on RISA 24/7 and hanging out and doing the activities over and over again, so you get your dailies, you know. And I made it through, I don't know, like 75% of the dailies for this event, and I'm like, I just kind of remembered why I got burnt out, and just haven't been over there. I don't really care now. I mean, I don't need the ship. I don't need it that bad. I've got my current ship, and I'm very happy with it, and Yeah, it does remind me of the pod racing from Star Wars. Look at that pirate screen up. Yeah, Skull and Bones. Oh. So, episode 124, Skydude, my major mistake was not getting my gear up. And I don't know how much of a factor that plays into your speed overall. All I know is I haven't been able to get any A's on those challenges, so I'll keep on those. And as far as the head tracking stuff going, it works. I've got it working, but now I've really got to get it dialed in and get used to it and get my camera set up right where it sees my head right. It's not ideal. I'm using a big screen. I'm not using a monitor. My camera's really low. Well, my phone, which is acting as the camera, is really low. Ooh. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. I'm not certain. Normally keeping your gear down really creates a lot of drag. And I have done a lot better on some of these challenges. But I'm thinking that might be part of the problem why I can't get my A's. I'm not building up as much speed as I possibly could. Am I okay? You know how it is. Come on. It happens to the best of us. All right, so if you're going to be around, I'm going to pop over into STO and possibly listen to some music for a little bit. I don't know what your afternoon looks like, but I got a little time left, and I thought I'd like to do that. So, thank you for tuning in to episode 124 of Skydude. Hopefully tomorrow will be a lot more interesting. I'll have things more dialed in, and we'll get to do some more activities. Looks like I won't be able to do any dogfighting until Friday with Hans and Henny, so probably going to be trying to use the head tracker for just normal flying. We'll get back to NEOFLY, try to make some money this week. And we'll also try to maybe do some airliner flying and get things dialed in for that as well. Okay, so I will see you folks tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Let me end the show with the tune that I started with. And see if we can get back to that. Da, 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 da. No, not that one. Not that one. Arthur Yoria, no hay for tuna. See you tomorrow.